Welcome to the Mischief. I'm Valen, and this is Vintage Story, Unearthed 119. And today I figure it's time to get some copper, and I haven't been able to find any so far. But not to worry, I can probably, find out a few different ways of doing it. I just made myself up a pot of cooked food here. It was some of my spelt, some of my flax, grain, as well as a bunch of berries. Oh, nice. I see a little friendo over there, just hid behind that tree. That was a drifter. And I'm hoping that it'll help with the berries, because I just put them back in there. They're only good for like 3 more days. I've been picking a lot of them. Though there's a lot of them coming out. What kind of... We've got medium rift activity today. I don't see any rifts, but there might be one underground. This is probably not the best idea, but I'm going to do it anyway. So let's equip my shield and try taking some of these guys out. So the advantage of having the high ground and being a ranged type character is that sometimes you can get 2 hits for the price of 1, because as your spear or arrow or whatever the weapon is falls, it can sometimes get a second hit on your target. In this case, I don't know why these guys are running around out here. Man, they're just kind of pouring out of the place. But you can get some good loot from these guys as well. Don't forget, you have to sneak in order to put your shield up, and otherwise you're only going to get the lower bonus for it. There we go. See, I just got a double hit on that one from my spear, which is pretty darn good. There we go. Just need to pick up those, and now I can actually carve these guys up and see if there's any good loot. Hopefully before this other guy can catch up to me. Nothing there. Nothing there. Okay, well that's fine. Ow! Alright, you. I've had it. Yeah, with the shield it really makes a big difference for a lot of the stuff that you can tank. At least early on, and if you remember to actually sneak to bring it up so that you can block 90% of the stuff instead of just 15%. But it also gives you the access to, on occasion, a bit more flax, as well as the possibility of getting a bit of the like the money, the rusty gears. See, I know that there's dudes down there somewhere, and this is the problem, is that I have to carry my light source in order to see things. Now you can place a light source quick and then just go from there, but I feel like, yeah, I don't know, is this bunny gonna get lost in the... Oh, did it... Ow! This guy just spawned behind me. Oh, there's several of them. Okay, time to get going. This is bad. This is why you don't go underground too early. Okay, alright. It's because they can just start spawning behind you. Especially if you don't have the place lit up. Now in this case, I was just going after the rabbit, hoping that I could just get... Yeah, the rabbit's gone. Hoping that I could just get a little something extra for some meals in the future, get another pelt or something. Oh, hi. Okay, got him. And you can use this to fight off wolves as well. If you have like 4 spears and a bit of determination, then you could probably take out a wolf before it will even hurt you. It also doesn't hurt to have some good accuracy in there. And the ability to throw spears quickly. You don't have to be quite so accurate if the creature is that much closer to you. Oh, is there still a guy over here that I didn't harvest? Oh, looks like it. Anything good? Nope. Very, very low chance of actually getting any of the rusty gears or monies that might be there. But the tougher the mob, the more likely you're going to get that stuff. And what I'm going to be trying today is using my knife and a little bit of wood. And that is not to make a club, but instead it's going to be this, to make a wooden pan. There we go. I'm going to be doing a little bit of panning. Oh, and look, carrots. They're mature. I can eat those and I can plant the rest. Oh, these ones too. Great. Okay, I might grab those. And while I've got this hoe, I might as well till that. Now this one here, I don't know those are ever going to actually grow, being on sand like this. You know what, we'll leave it there as an experiment and we'll see how this one goes. There we go, a couple of carrots placed down, no problem. I do have more food at home. I also have these carrots which are going to last for Looks like 3 weeks. That's pretty good. What I might do, because some of these things have already started growing and are ready to harvest, is collect some of these along the way back to the base, and then we'll go from there. Alright, well, I made some flax spelt porridge with mashed cranberries, and I was hoping, because of the grain value, it being able to last very long, that it might extend it a bit, and it did. It made it last a tiny bit longer, but the cranberries look like they're still going to expire relatively quickly. So what I'm going to do is just kind of eat those up, and this is going to be my main food source, I think, is going to be this, plus a little bit of this. I still have 1 full serving of that, but I only have 1 bowl. So I'm going to leave this in here for now, while I just munch on this until it's completely gone, 0.2 servings. But in the meantime, I know it's almost nighttime, and boy, is it a lovely night as well. I am going to find a bit of gravel and or sand, and then I'm going to dig a bunch of that up real quick before night falls, and I get a snooze. There we go. It is now the next day. I ended up having a snooze, but I've got some visitors that I am not interested in entertaining right now. I think they spawned behind the little hut I was in, and I'm finding that the living area that I'm in right now is actually not the best. I think he took some damage when he fell down. For those that have already noticed, I've, as usual, picked a spot that has low temporal stability, which means that this little gear here at the bottom currently says 89%, and when I'm over in the spot where I'm residing, basically here, you can see it's going the wrong way. I don't want that. You don't want to live there like that. It'll make things much more challenging and difficult than it needs to be. It's something that you should take into consideration when first picking a place to live. And thankfully, though, just the other side of this hill, everything's stable over here. So I should still be alright for eventually building into that spot. But for now... Oh, is this ripe as well? Oh, this spelt is good too. Yeah, I've been harvesting a whole bunch of stuff. I got a lot more from just these random crops than I had anticipated. But that's beyond the point, because we still need to get into the copper age. And for that to happen, I'm going to need one of these, a wooden pan, which I already showed you earlier, but I dug up a little bit of shale sand from the beach over there, and I regret it. The muddy gravel down here doesn't work, so don't even bother with that. It's just a sad factor. But over there, I did kind of peel off a little bit of the edge, and most of it was not in deep enough water for it to auto-refill, so it now is creating a flowing space. Anyway, that aside, I have these shale sand. I can put this down, and then I can start using some other items to, well, I guess you could just say pan. And I've got some stuff in my inventory already that I probably need to get rid of for this. So I might just do that and then come back and start. But first, let me just show you how to do this. You just right-click with the pan. You can see it's in the pan here, and you have to stand in water. If you're out of water, you right-click. It says must stand in water to pan. So you can still do the action, but nothing's going to happen. I think, yeah, you can just shake a bowl. Yes, this is all you're doing and nothing is happening. So you need to be doing it in water. You're basically panning for stuff. And you might get something. Sometimes you get 1 item, sometimes you might even get 2. Sometimes you just get junk, but in this case I got clear quartz. That's actually really good. Something you should be aware of, though, is that you shouldn't really do this while you are low on food. I have actually quite a decent amount of food right now, so I'm not too bothered with it. And you don't have to hold the mouse down, by the way. You can just click and then click again and let go, and your character does the stuff automatically. Oh, and look at that. That's what I was looking for. Nuggets of copper. And this is going to be a really good way of getting some copper if you're struggling to find any nearby. Plus, you might also get some other really cool stuff as well. Alright, there we go. I have gotten through about half the quantity that I had. I think I had 16. I can't remember. But so far I've got a copper arrowhead, a nugget of sphalerite, 3 clear quartz, a few pieces of flint, 10 shale stones, plus I got a flint spearhead, which I instantly put on a stick, so I now have my 4 spears again, plus 11 copper nuggets. So far, so good. Now, the thing is, though, if you notice, it says 20 pieces smelt into 1 copper ingot, and I'm going to need 2 total. So I'm going to leave this bowl here. And there's other things that I actually need to tend to, because I also realized in order for me to be able to melt this, I'm going to need a little something else besides just wood. Because copper, if you look here, it says smelting temperature of 1084. And when I look at most woods, those only go up to 700 degrees. So that's, oh, not going to be enough. Oh, hello. I did not see you there. My apologies. That's actually really interesting. Would I be able to lure you into our little friend spot down here? Maybe? Maybe I give him a smack and see what happens. This could be... Oh, painful. Let's get him to come over here. Did he go in? He's in. He's in! Okay, we got him. This is great news. Usually when you get the males, the females will follow. Eventually they'll stop trying to kill you. Like this one's constantly... Oh, was not expecting that. Okay, that's bad. That's bad. Get back in there. I need something to stop you from coming out. Let's... No, stop that. I don't want to die. Please, no. Leave me be. I am so sorry. I have regrets. Let me get my healing poultices and try and recover. Oh, that was painful. Oh, it went back in again. Maybe I can trap it again. Maybe. There. And... Oh! Okay. Oh, that... You hurt a lot. I didn't realize that you could climb up... Oh, it's the ladder, isn't it? You were able to climb up because that's... Yep. Okay, that's not good. That's not good. Let me get that ladder out of there. Because I don't know if it's using the ladder or not. I don't really care. And you are not coming in at an opportune time either. Get out of here. Because I could just kill this guy and get the stuff from him. Where'd he go? Oh boy. Oh, I'm so going to regret this again. Come here. Come here. Over here. Okay, he's down. The ladder's gone. I don't think he can use it to climb onto, because I think it was creating like a block 2 spaces up. And they've got a 2 block tall climb ability. Pretty sure that they can't make it 4 blocks high. If they can, then that's definitely an oopsie. Okay. Okay, I've got them down there. Oh my gosh, that was so painful. I'm very glad that I had my poultice, and in fact I think it's time I start carrying this on my hotbar regularly. Whew. Anyway, what I was trying to get to before I ran into that butty boy there was that I need to chop down a lot of trees and make charcoal. Because I don't recall, did I find any coal or anything? Oh, I did, brown coal. But I would need to mine down to pick that up. And I don't... Yeah, that's peat. Peat doesn't quite get up that high either. What does that get to? That gets up to 900 degrees, which is close, but not quite. So I am going to make some charcoal. And I do have some logs that I can use right now. In fact, let's see. There's like no durability left on this axe, so I might as well just do that. Turn it into all the firewood that I can and destroy it. That works. Now I just need to make myself a few more. So I think what I'm going to do is go out and do a chop on a few trees and get myself a whole bunch of firewood for making charcoal. Okay, and with a couple axe heads made, I now have a couple axes that I can use to start chopping down something like this. Now, keep in mind, the more leaves that are attached to the tree, the more durability that you're going to use chopping it down. And if you chop the leaves individually, like by hand, or using tools instead of chopping the entire tree down, then you're more likely to get the drops from those leaves, like sticks or seeds or something like that. But in this case, I'm just going to do a chop because all I need is the wood. And I did check all 4 sides of this pine tree just to make sure there's no resin on it. And there we go. One less tree in the world. And I did not get any seeds. I might actually have some seeds back at base. I can't remember if I kept those or not, but either way, I'm pretty confident I should be able to get some more in the future. Yes, deforestation is a thing, but you can always reforest the forest. Just be aware that if there is something like resin or a special feature like a beehive on a tree, when you chop the tree down, those things will come down with it and you won't get them back. You cannot regrow those types of things. They don't pop up with the tree on occasion or anything like that. So you just need to make sure that the tree you're chopping down is safe first. Uh-oh. That's not good. Go away. I'm chopping a tree down. I don't need you right now. Go up. Go away. There we go. Okay. That's not cool. Okay, that was rude. Oh my gosh. Was not expecting to get attacked by a drifter in broad daylight out here. Apparently there is a pit right there that I did not see. Gosh. As it's a relatively easy slope, I might have a quick peek. You never know when you might find something pretty useful just inside of one of these. In this case, it just looks like it comes out the other end it just goes right back up to the surface. Okay. Oh, well that could be a reason why one just showed up in there as well. So I don't know if I've really talked much about rifts. Considering we're getting attacked by drifters, we might as well go over that. These here will make your cogwheel go down the closer you are to them. So watch this, yeah. You don't want to do that. You will end up being transported to a rust dimension. Now, it doesn't mean that you're going to go into a completely different place. It'll be the same place, but it will be all rust colored. Everything will be warped, distorted, and things will start spawning around you. If your gear actually drops down low enough, you'll start taking damage slowly over time, and you'll start spawning mobs around you. So you could be a detriment to a group of people that you might be playing with if you're the mob spawner itself. So yeah, you really don't want to mess around with those. Now, if you really do want to get dudes to spawn nearby, you know, like this is really bright and everything outside at the moment, just get your temporal stability really low. Another way of offsetting that, I might show you in the future, but for now just know that it involves a knife and a glowing gear that we do not have at this time. Now, if I really wanted to, the maple and the oaks are really good wood givers because they often will have these large canopies that also have, well, just large amounts of wood in them. But they also take a lot longer to chop. And I just wanted some pine right now because I was thinking I might actually start building with walnut or oak. Oak is actually really good for a lot of different things. Yeah, I'm seeing that there. But I'm looking at other stuff here. I've got so much mature food out here. It's actually really amazing how much food there is just laying around on the ground that I don't really need to worry too much about upgrading my farm to the high fertility soil that I found earlier. Some of you, I'm sure, probably noticed that. Oh, some mature flax is worth harvesting, though. I have some of the high fertility soil, and I wasn't using it. It's because I don't really want my farm to be there, and if I put those down and use it now, then it'll mean that if I want to move those, they're pretty much permanently stuck there, or they get destroyed if I move them. I feel like I've got a decent amount of pine logs at the moment. Let's see, do I even have my shovel with me? I don't. Let me go grab that quick. Then I can dig a partial pit and show you how to make a charcoal pit. Alright, so we're not far from the house. In fact, that is fine with me. I just want to kind of clear this out a little bit here. And I think what I'm going to do is do a bit of a dig here. Oh, good. It looks like the dirt is relatively deep in this area. Oh, this is excellent. Okay, good. So pit kilns are kind of a special thing. You need to have them in a protected area. They don't need to be protected from the rain, because if you have them working, then they're already protected from the rain. And in this case, I am going to just be converting a bunch of wood into firewood to start. Now, because I've run out of space already, I'm just going to leave that there. And then I'm going to hold, if I hold sneak to place things, I'm just doing like a couple at a time. If I hold sneak and control, then I can place down entire rows at a time, or which is much more preferred in my mind. There we go, there's another stack. And I'm planning on filling this up so that I can turn everything in here into charcoal. Now that doesn't mean that every log that is in here will get like 1 charcoal returned. Instead, it's kind of like a percentage of how much you put in. There's like this variable that you might get some more one time than you would another, but either way, I just plan on putting a whole bunch in here so that I've got enough to last me for a few uses at the very least of cooking things. Now you can make these pits be very large. In fact, you can have them be, I believe, 11 by 11, which is pretty darn crazy when you think about it. That's pretty huge. This is just 2 by 3. Or, well, 11 by 11 by 11. This is 2 by 2 by 3. It's all I'm doing right now, and that's quite a bit already. Now, I don't think I've got enough for the firewood that I want, so I'm going to go grab some more from inside, see if I have enough with that, and if not, then I might do a little bit more of a chop. Well, as it turns out, I have so much walnut, maple, birch in the nearby forest. I'm not too bothered with chopping down one of these walnuts because I need a lot more wood, and this is probably going to take care of that just by chopping down the one tree, but we'll see. Oh, well, that's disappointing. Oh, I took down the nearby tree. That's usually not something that happens very often. Chopping down 2 trees nearby. Usually it's just the one tree that you end up cutting. But as you can see, I've got a lot of wood here. So, in fact, that's probably more than enough. That's gonna, each stack of 16 is gonna create 2 stacks of firewood. Now to take this and start making myself a bunch of that firewood that I'm in so desperate need of. And the reason I'm not stopping for the night, because usually I end up sleeping through the night to stop the mob spawns from happening too heavily nearby, is because I really want this to take that extra amount of time. It'll take a while for this to actually fill up. So let me get this last stack. There we go. And that should do it. Now, all I need is a little bit of dirt, a little bit of grass, and I'm good. So if I cover this up, like so, and I'm going to want this here just because I need to actually cover up every last bit of it. So I just need to have one little exposed part. Let's grab my knife, get a piece of grass, and then I can put this down on top. You can see it now says fire pit in construction at the very top there. And if I either sneak in place a little bit of firewood, then, well, I think that's all I really need to do because it hasn't created anything. Now it says charcoal pit, unlit. I just need a torch, light that up. There we go, and it says 29 in-game minutes before the pile ignites. Make sure it's not exposed to air. It's very important. Just by doing that should be sufficient. Now, if you have sand or anything that's not considered a solid block like dirt or stone surrounding it, then you're going to have some problems. And this will just end up burning the wood up and you'll lose everything. So if you're going to make one of those massive 11 by 11 by 11 piles, make sure that you do it right the first time. And as the same every day, I've been breaking this and putting up a fresh torch, just because a torch will only burn on a wall for 48 hours or about 2 days worth, unless you have a torch holder, in which case it will stay permanently. But as that's not the case here, I have to keep on updating that, and now I'm just going to do a sleep. There we go. As I've had a lot of leftover, I figure I can just take some walnut, put it in there with that, and then I can stack all the rest of this firewood inside my base because I'm pretty sure I'm going to need it. There we go, a decent stack at the back, a moderate size one at the front, and I should be good to go for a bit. Oh, actually, I've got a whole nother stack in here. Okay, that's a little bit of a problem. So if you don't like the way that your wood stacks, you can actually change the orientation depending upon how you're facing it. So you can see here it's now stacking out from this direction. So you can vary this every block size that you have. So you can see the bounding box here kind of goes around here, each different layer can be facing in a different direction. Depending upon how you end up facing, it'll change the orientation of the wood stack. So you can be really creative with those if you really want to use them for decoration as well. That aside though, we've got the charcoal pit going, which I think I can see here. It is currently still going. You can see the smoke going through the top blocks, which is great. That just kind of lets you know that it's working and doing the thing. And I could do one of two things right now in order to try and locate more copper. I could look for little copper deposits like this on the ground, mark them on my map so I don't forget where they're at and I can come back and mine them later, and use those little bits for what I'm trying to do here. Or I can continue trying to pan things. And as I just used up all of my my existing sand, I want to pan more, but I might as well look for a better place to pan while I look for some more supplies. And maybe I'll find some copper in the process. So what I'm thinking is just kind of heading out towards some of these little watery spots, seeing if I can find some, like maybe I can find something along the edge that's usable, like gravel or sand, but also do a little exploring in the process. For example, I've just found a little cave, and oh, look at this! Sometimes you can see this stuff early on into a cave. Oh, I found a broken static translocator. That's great. Okay, so this, if you're not familiar with this, is a way of teleportation. Now there is another translocator that's hooked up to this. Could be like just over here, could be over there, could be multiple thousands of blocks way down here. But, oh, and by the way, if you ever get like messed up, you don't know where you're at on the map, hit the spacebar and it'll center. But that aside, these things, once repaired, can be used to teleport back and forth between those spaces, allowing you a long distance of travel. But on top of that, I'm seeing a lot of really cool loot. Flax twine, some rusty gear, more flax twine and rusty gears, limonite. Oh, that's iron. Okay. And then we've got some crates here, which can be used to store large quantities of stuff. That's really fantastic as well. Now you've got other things in here, like this. You see broken anvil at the top. It says may shatter if broken, can be repaired using glue. 0% repaired. You need to make glue, then apply several bits of glue to it, and then you can break the item and take it home with you, pick it up and place it down normally anytime you want. Any of them that say that should be affected in that manner. But it doesn't mean that they're actually going to be repaired and looking pretty and shiny and stuff like that. So be sure to be aware of that. There might also be, oh, that's a ruined bed. I'm on a ladder right now. Sometimes there are disguised things. Oh, like this large pile of junk metal. Yes. Grab that and you can find yourself some loot. This here, oh God, I'm standing on the ladder, are metal parts, which can be used to kind of try and fix this static translocator. There we go. I've used 2 of the 4 parts to fix it so far, but it still needs more. If you notice here, it says on the top, or not on the top, right in the middle of the screen, 3 of those glowing gears to repair. Now, if I had chosen a different class, then I could have potentially have cheaper repair options for this, but as I have not, I don't. But that's fine. As it is, I'm pretty happy with finding a bunch of this stuff here. So I'm just going to grab all the loot in here, and then I'm going to grab these crates and take them with me. And as usual, I'm putting Translocator on here using some kind of like purple swirly. Actually, maybe I go with like something a bit brighter. I think the green was fine. And this is just my Translocator waypoint option. But if you do find these and they're very far underground, be sure to also mark where the entrance is as well. In this case, it's so close to it. Yeah, I might do it anyway. Let's do that. And I just click on here. I'm going to add stairway down. Just put 2 Translocator and keep it the same color. That way I know that they're kind of linked together, and that's just the easy way to get in. Now, if, by the way, you want to make yourself some macros, like I've been using by pressing 1 key and I've been putting a dot on the map, it's pretty darn cool. You just press Control M, and it'll bring up the macro editor. The images here mean absolutely nothing. That was something that was intended to be used in the past, but is no longer being used. So don't even bother with that. But just know that as you create one, it will create an icon here. So you can see there I have nothing along here. Now I currently have a command typed in. I've named it Wave. It's keypad. No, it's number 1 on my my numpad. And then keypad 2 is the cheer emote, and so on, emote shrug, and so on as I go through. And then when I get to 0, which is the one that I use for my waypoint, I just called it mark, and I added in the command /waypoint add lime, and then the question mark. And lime is the color, the waypoint add is what it's doing, it's adding a waypoint, and the question mark is the actual text that it's entering in for the name of that waypoint. You can use these commands yourself. Just be aware that a / means it's a server command, and a dot means that it's a client command. Server command means that you can actually do this if you have server access. If you don't, then you might not be able to do that. And then just as a little bit of an interesting one that you might find helpful for sharing your coordinates with somebody else, you can use this. I assign this to my F7 key. This is really good for multiplayers. If you do .cp posi, I will show you what it does. Hitting F7, it then creates position as integer copied to clipboard. So all you need to do is bring open your chat and hit Control V, and it will post the coordinates that you're currently at into chat, and you can post it to your friends so that they know where you are at. I just found that to be quite useful. I hope you guys liked the little macro stuff there. I also found a little ruin. Oh. But what I think I'm going to do at this point is probably just keep looking. Oh, so this is promising. I am finding a whole bunch of limestone sand, as well as what looks like gravel over here. So this is fortunate. I think what I'm going to do is grab a bunch of the gravel and take this with me. Oh, look at this. This stuff's going to fall. That's beautiful. Okay, I don't mind taking this at all. I just have to be careful that I don't get wrecked in the process. Now, something that is probably already understood, but just in case you didn't know, depending upon whatever kind of sand or gravel you choose, and you start using your panning with, that is the type of stones that you're most likely to get as well. The limestone in this case is probably what I will be getting from these. And as that's the last of my shovel, I think that's a good spot to stop that and head back and start panning in probably a closer spot, because my inventory is already packed just from some of the loot that I just found, and I'm going to need to drop some of that off. Cattails. Maybe I grab a few of these while I'm here for another basket. And I think with that, I'm going to call it here. I realize that I did not actually get to the Copper Age this time, but I feel like I've progressed nonetheless. I've got myself some charcoal going, I did find myself a translocator, did a little bit of, well, crop making, setting up, whatever. And I feel much more prepared for the next time. And what I'll do while I'm gone is a little bit of this, so that you guys don't have to just kind of wait around for me to get to those copper bits. Anyway, if you did enjoy this, please be sure to give a like, comment, subscribe, stop by on Twitch, or come visit us on our other YouTube channel, Mischief with Mice 2, where we post our live VODs. Until next time, folks, I'll see ya.